I'm a chef. What's your favourite dish, food, meal? Well, as of today, my favourite was Franklin's barbecue. Oh my God! I just had I had lunch of Franklin's barbecue, which is a privilege. It is the best meat I've ever tasted in my life. Right? My girlfriend's from France, and so she's well into food and stuff like that. And she was like on the floor. She was like, "Oh my God, I've never had meat like this." Wow! Yeah, so really, really impressed her. Great bunch of people there as well. I know you don't need to hear about it because you know it's great. So, but it was a revelation to me. Now this one's a weird one. Okay, now talk about coincidences. This is from Andrew. He went to school with me. Oh, he's here, right? Did you name your son Austin in honor of Austin, Texas? No. It was in honour of my grandfather in whose house I was born. His name was Austin. But I've got three kids. One is called Austin, the other one is called Griffin, and my daughter is called Kia. And it's very unfortunate because shortly after I named those kids, there was a car that was a TVR Griffin. And then somebody came out, fucking South Korea came out with a brand new car called a Kia. And my son was called Austin. So people are like, oh, I see you named all your children after makes of motor car. I mean, no! Anyway, no, I didn't. But the weird thing is, I've got a little note from this chap, Andrew. Do you keep in touch with my old study mate, Chris, right? Well, Chris was the lad with 2.5 chords. How fucking weird is that? Andrew, stick around after the show, we'll have a beer, all right, wherever you are. I'm serious. What's your favourite thing about Texas? Texas. In a word, it's big and broad and like vaguely lawless, but in a nice way. If you're impolite, people shoot you. So I mean, I don't know. Is Tattooed Millionaire really about Nicky Six? It's like that Carly Simon song, isn't it? You're so vain, I bet you think this song is about you.
That was yesterday.
Where do you get your hair done? That's a very good question. I don't know the answer, but I'll get the bastards, all right? Do you know of the band Sparks? And if yes, what are your thoughts on them? This town ain't big enough for the both of us. Right. When flying commercially, were you ever tempted to play Aces High? Over the PA instead of doing the safety announcement. Well, the first thing is that nobody ever listens to the fucking safety announcement ever, right? That's why if you get depressurization, all the passengers turn blue, because they're like, the mask drops, they put it on, and they never listen to the bit that says, pull the mask towards you to start the flow of oxygen. Yeah, I mean, and they don't listen to the thing, because we used to have games, naughty people who were airline pilots, and the crew would, as a dare, they would write down a series of words that we had to incorporate into a PA during the flight without people. So, and I had a bunch, it was, one of them was like, can opener, moist, Vickers, Vindaloo, right? So I was like, okay, fine, all right. So we were thinking about this. We were coming back. It was from the Canary Islands, so it's about a 4-hour flight. So we were coming back. It was, you know, supposed to be navigating. We're actually scratching our heads, going, "What the fuck are we going to do with this?" So as we came in over the coast, over this little funny town called Bognor Regis in England, I said, down there on the right-hand side, you can see Bognor Regis, and we'll just be making our approach into London Gatwick, turning left and then turning right for the runway 08 to Gatwick. Well, the weather at Gatwick's very nice. It can only really be described as, well, Vindaloo Vickers weather, actually. And you can imagine the people in the back going, I bet, what did you say? I said, when we disembark the airplane, I think you just better make sure that we tend to be very careful on the steps because they may be a little moist. And as we taxied onto the stand, I just went, that's it, and the air bridge will be coming to the left-hand side, and cabin crew can open the doors. And you do get weird ones as well. So, for example, you get things to say on the radio that, you take a piss. So we landed one night, and there was a big Virgin 747, when they had 747, and it had stopped halfway off the runway, was blocking the taxiway completely, surrounded by, flashing blue lights and, fire engines and all the rest of it, And the captain was talking to the tower and sort of going, "Oh yes, we have an indication of low pressure. Possible low pressure on one of our tyres." Well, one of your 24 fucking tyres has got an indication of low pressure, So we're like, oh shit, how long are we going to be sitting here on our butts? We can't get off the runway. And so the captain, I was the first officer, the captain turns to me, he goes, "Call air traffic control and find out, how long they reckon it's going to be before they get clear of the runway." I said, okay. I said, "Listen, it's Flystar, blah, blah, blah. Listen, we're stuck behind a Virgin with a loose rubber." Say that! I just did it. And once we were coming back empty. We were coming back empty from somewhere down in Egypt or somewhere, wherever the hell it was. An empty aeroplane. So the cockpit doors open, the crew, the cabin crew were all in the back, and they're all chilled out and half asleep or doing whatever. And we're flying over Italy, and in the cruise, all pilots on, thumb in bum, mind in neutral, And my first officer was a big rock fan, a big AC/DC and airborne fan, right? So whatever trip we were on, he brought his boombox with him, his little, thing. And he said, "Hey boss, listen, if you mind, we're in the cruise, fancy a bit of music?" I went, "Well, of course it's not strictly company procedure, fuck it, yeah, go on." So, on goes AC/DC, bit of airborne, and we're grooving away, And I said, "You know what?" I said, "I happen to have the just mixed copy of the new Iron Maiden album on me, which nobody in the world has heard apart from the band and the management. Do you want to hear it?" He's like, yeah, cool. I went, "Yeah." So out comes the blank CD, put it in the CD player, as was then, and we put the boombox on the pedestal and start playing it. And I shout back to the girls and boys. I went, "Anybody want to hear the new Maiden album?" They went, "Yeah," So I get the hand microphone. You normally do the, "Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain, blah, 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 kiss your ass goodbye." And I put it on to transmit to the PA and put it up against the speaker. And, whatever the album was, I can't even remember, probably Rainmaker or something. And so it's blasting out all through the cabin and they're all grooving around going, "Hey!" And it's been about, 4 minutes or so, and I'm thinking, I haven't said much on the radio recently. So I put the hand mic down and, oh fuck. And then I finally get onto Rome, you know, and all I can hear is this bloke going, "Oh, he's transmitting the music." What airline are you? Who are you? Own up! But the great thing was, he wouldn't have a fucking clue who it was because the album wasn't released yet. You know what I mean? Do you have any regrets? If so, would you change anything? No, I have no regrets. Even the things I got wrong, I have no regrets, because if I didn't do them wrong, I wouldn't be doing other things now. So, there you go. Any hope that you will